Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier. The feature race at Churchill Downs on Saturday evening is race number 10. It's the Grade 3 Aristides Stakes at 6 furlongs. Let's take a peek at this field. Morning line favorite, Matt, the number 3, Wilbo, going out for trainer Chris Hartman, who won this race in 2015 with the venerable Alsvid. Wilbo popped a triple-digit Beyer speed figure last time out in the Count Fleet Sprint Handicap. But I'm interested to see if you agree with me on this statement. I kind of like this horse a lot better when he's a price.
I agree with that, and I also kind of feel like maybe this is a little bit out of bounds because I know he is 4 for 6 at Churchill, but I just feel like he takes his game to another level when he gets to Oaklawn. And I don't know, I just kind of look at it and say he makes a lot of sense in here. He should work out a decent enough trip. I think there's a lot of speed in this race, and he can sit off of it. But I don't know, I agree with that. I think he's a little uninteresting as the favorite.
Wilbo was second in this race at 8-1 last year against Limousine Liberal. Maybe catches an easier field this time around. He is a stalker closer that would benefit from speed, and there are 2 speeds in this race. Let's talk about the number 1, Smart Spree, as we throw up the Timeform US pace projector. Smart Spree really relished getting to dirt at Oaklawn over the winter, reeling off 4 consecutive wins, but finished behind Wilbo last time out in the Count Fleet Sprint. Was it simply a situation where this reformed claimer found those graded stakes horses too tough?
That's kind of the way that I approached it. I understand he went a serious clip early on, but really that was his first test, and I don't know that he passed it. You see that Whitmore, and we know Whitmore's a very talented horse, but Wilbo got him win time finished ahead of him. There's just a part of me that wonders if he doesn't class up.
Tough spot down towards the inside because he's got to go, and you know the 7 Chief Cicatrice has got some big speed. I mean, this horse is based at Turf Paradise, has run some very fast races over there. They tried him in the Churchill Downs Stakes. Maybe the wet track contributed to his defeat that day. I also thought he was facing a lot more pace than he was used to. He breaks outside, he's going to show some speed, but a prolonged duel with the 1 could set things up for others.
He's another one that, to me, he just feels like he's a slight notch below. I mean, he's got incredible early gas, but there is a part of me that just thinks that that works better against inferior company. When you face better horses, it gets a little bit tougher.
Mr. Crow won 2 of his first 3 races like he was going to be a good thing. Triple-digit Beyer speed figures in both of those wins. Then they stepped him up into graded stakes competition. The wheels kind of fell off. Ben Colebrook took his time with this horse once he got him away from the Todd Pletcher barn. Scored first time out as a 4-year-old. Is it too early to give up on Mr. Crow? Because I watched his last race and there were things that I liked, and also I thought, boy, he kind of got away with a nice easy trip.
I was going to say the trip was an absolute cakewalk out there, and I understand, okay, look, it's nice to see that he can still run a little bit, but this is a horse, keep in mind, when Pletcher had him, he was far from the most professional thing you've ever seen, and it's usually anti-Todd. Todds are usually working like clockwork. This horse is swapping leads, hanging, never changing, X, Y, and Z. I still think it's too early to just sit there and say that, you know what, we're going to write him off entirely, because he's done some good things in a short amount of time. Perhaps he's not that sort of mid-triple-digit horse, but why can't he be a useful mid-90s kind of horse?
Quick turnaround for the number 4, Heartwood, back in 2 weeks after splashing home 5th in the Maryland Sprint with an 80 Beyer speed figure. Not really going to blame the sloppy track. He looked good, winning with a career best Beyer 3 starts back over sloppy going at Keeneland. This is a horse that I think you just got to take back and try to make one run. From a Beyer standpoint, I just don't see the race.
Agree. I don't think he's fast enough to win a race like this. He's been facing some better company most recently, and 2 starts back. You see McCracken's name in there, but I have to be honest, I think he's going to need an absolute pace meltdown to have any chance.
Third start of the form cycle for the 2, Shadow Tracer, who has yet to Beyer higher than 86, and an 86 Beyer certainly is not going to get it done in the Aristides. That being said, he pressed the pace in a closer's race last time out. That was a 5-horse field. The first 2 finishers came from 5th and 4th after the first call.
I have to be honest, I think he's a horse that needs the lead in order to win, and I don't think he's fast enough to get there, but I do wonder if the intent is going to be there to try and go, and I understand those horses that kind of bookend this field, they're very, very fast. I wonder if Shadow Tracer just adds to it and sets things up for someone coming from slightly off.
We're thinking there's going to be a faster pace than Timeform US expects. You'll notice there was not a red bar on the Timeform US pace projector. And if the pace is fast, it sets up for our top pick. That is the number 6, Awesome Saturday. And Awesome Saturday got back to dirt last time out in the Commonwealth. And we've talked about the Commonwealth several times on these stakes previews where we usually don't like these bunched up finishes. But boy, that race has come back pretty live.
Yeah, I was wrong about the Commonwealth entirely because I looked at it and all the horses coming out of that race that ran at Churchill on Derby weekend, I said, Want no part of any of them. Well, guess what? The race just keeps coming back liver and liver. You see Warriors Club. He came back with that 100. Couldn't quite get the Limousine Liberal, who, by the way, was a winner with a 101 buyer. Fifth next out winner with a 99 buyer. That was Westwood, I believe. The seventh place finisher was a next out winner. I was just wrong about the Commonwealth. It looks like it's a pretty solid race. And if you think that that actually translates and the form holds up more, Awesome Saturday has that ability to sit a few lengths off of it and come with a run. I do wonder a little bit about 6 furlongs. I'd like it a little bit better if it was 7/8, but I think he's got a big chance in here.
I agree with you about the 7. I'm hoping that fast pace helps Awesome Saturday get past some tiring pace setters. But what I like best about the Commonwealth, and you said a mouthful about the quality of competition he faced, was that this horse was 5 wide entering the turn and was widest all the way through the turn and loomed very boldly in mid-stretch before understandably flattened out. He gave away a lot of ground on the turn. It's up to Brian Hernandez Jr., a sharp and underrated jockey, to just take back, let the hitting go up front, and come with one run. I'm with you. Awesome Saturday, 7-2 on the morning line. Would you take that price?
Yeah, I think that's very fair, and I do wonder if there's a scenario where he floats up a little bit into that 4-1, 9-2 range, just simply because I think a lot of people look at Wilbo and say, you know, he's just much the horse to beat, and people love triple-digit buyers.
They certainly do. Give me numbers.
I'm going to go 6-3-5-1.
I'm going to go 6-3-5 in the Grade 3 Aristides Stakes, the feature race at Churchill Downs on Saturday night. It has an approximate post time of 10:42 Eastern. Best of luck.